Branches why former President Jacob Zuma was recalled this week. NEC member Bheki Cele was in the Amathole region in the Eastern Cape today, where he questioned the wisdom of former President Zuma, who is demanding reasons why he was forced to resign. SABC reporter Unathi Binqose was there and joins us now from King Williamstown. Good evening, Unathi. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Let's just quickly speak about the environment. What was the atmosphere like?
Well, the atmosphere was very, very cordial. We had fears when General Bheki Cele was deployed to Amathole region. Remember that Amathole region is the one region. It is the second biggest in the province, and of course it is the region that declared upfront that it never supported Cyril Ramaphosa on the lead up to NASREC. And we all know that Bheki Cele had always been an ardent supporter of President now Cyril Ramaphosa. So we're expecting that there may be some tensions, but thankfully there was nothing of the sort. He received a very, very warm welcome from all those who were in attendance. But it's worth noting that the REC of Amathole region, most of their members were not part of that crucial meeting that took place at Stutterham, which is the headquarters of Amathole region. The chairperson, who was an ardent supporter of the NTZ campaign on the lead up to NASREC, unfortunately couldn't make it well for reasons that are very, very known and very, very understandable. I mean, we understand that he has a bereavement. He has just lost his mother. So Terence Ntutu was not part of that meeting. But the person who was there is the chairperson of the REC, but he was not there for long. We saw him walking out shortly after General Cele was done with his speech. But overall, the welcome was very, very cordial, and his speech was welcomed by just about everyone. And of course, he did highlight the reasons why he was there. And of course, top of that was the reasons why the NEC decided to recall President Jacob Zuma as the head of state. We understand the political uncertainty and, of course, the tensions that caused on the lead up to his, well, maybe you can say it was a reluctant resignation, but it happened eventually. It caused a lot of tension. I mean, we saw even the State of the Nation address being postponed on the 11th hour. And of course, there was some back and forth in trying to convince him to step down. In speaking to those who were in attendance, he outlined that there are a variety of reasons that led to former President Jacob Zuma being recalled. But high among those, he mentioned the issue of the Constitutional Court judgment, particularly on the issue of Nkandla, as the main reason they have decided to recall former President Jacob Zuma. And he says it's something that they have been toying about for quite a while, even the NEC that was led by President Jacob Zuma, because he says it's something that they spoke about even back in September. And of course, those talks even reached higher decibels post the NASREC conference. And eventually, the axe fell on President Jacob Zuma. And of course, those who were in attendance, they welcomed that. I remember hearing some applause when that was announced. And of course, on the somewhat of a controversial side, he somewhat questioned President Jacob Zuma's reluctance to resign, and him asking, being adamant on getting the reasons why he's getting the job and being recalled, saying that as the ANC deployees, he has hardly ever heard of anyone questioning, why am I being deployed in this position? Why am I? Give me the reasons why. But he says it was rather bizarre that the former president had asked for reasons why he has to be removed, when in fact there were no questions asked when he was deployed in that position. But overall, Aldrin, the atmosphere was very, very, very good. It was the spirit of unity that the ANC had always been talking about. And he received a very, very warm welcome in Amathole region, a region that we all expected that may be hostile to him. But contrary to that, he received a very, very warm welcome. I'm sure he felt at home, even himself.
Well, thank you so much. There you have it from our reporter Unathi Binqose, who's at that NEC National Roadshow, which continues tomorrow. Would like to touch on the relationship between Bheki Cele as well as President Jacob Zuma, considering that, of course, President Jacob Zuma fired him as the police commissioner. But going further on other news relating to police investigation.